Everyone thinks Elon Musk got rich because he invented rockets and electric cars. That's wrong. Before Tesla, before SpaceX, Elon Musk used one hidden finance trick that almost nobody talks about. And the crazy part, you can copy it. People love to say Elon Musk is rich because he's a genius. They imagine him building rockets in his garage, coding all night, having superhuman intelligence. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Elon Musk did not become rich by building Tesla first. He became rich by understanding how money moves before businesses succeed. Let's rewind time. It's the late 1990s. Elon Musk is not famous. No rockets, no electric cars, no Twitter drama. He's just a young immigrant with student debt, living in small apartments, working insane hours. And here's the key detail most people miss. Right finger, he didn't start by chasing big ideas. Right finger, he started by chasing ownership. While others were hunting for high salaries, Elon was hunting for control over assets. He built a small software company called Zip2. But here's the trick. He didn't try to become rich from salary. He made sure he owned a large percentage of the company. When Zip2 sold for about $300 million, Elon didn't walk away with praise. He walked away with $22 million. And instead of buying mansions, instead of buying Lamborghinis, he did something most people are too scared to do. He put almost all of it back into risk. Not gambling risk, strategic risk. He invested it into PayPal. And when PayPal sold, his money didn't double, it multiplied. This is the hidden finance trick. Don't chase income, chase equity. Don't work for money, own what makes money. Most people are trained to think like workers. How much will I earn per month? Elon thought like an owner. How much of this do I control? That's why when his companies succeeded, he didn't just get paid. He got rich. But here's the part nobody tells you. You don't need rockets. You don't need billions. You don't need Silicon Valley. You need the same structure. Checkmark build or join something early. Checkmark own a piece of it. Checkmark let time and growth do the work. In the next part, I'll reveal the exact mindset shift that separates people who stay broke from people who quietly build wealth. And it's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's a way of seeing money that schools never teach. Most people believe this one sentence. A higher salary means a better life. That belief is the trap. Because salary makes you comfortable. But ownership makes you wealthy. Elon Musk understood something very early that most people don't realize until it's too late. Right finger income feeds you. Equity frees you. Let's look at normal life. A person works 10 hours a day. They get paid once a month. They pay rent, food, bills. And at the end, there's almost nothing left. So they think, if I just earn more, I'll be rich. But Elon didn't think like that. When he worked on Zip2, he didn't say, how much salary will I get? He asked, how much of this company is mine? Because salary stops when you stop working. But ownership keeps paying when the company grows. This is why two people can work in the same company. Same hours, same stress. But one becomes rich, and the other stays average. One owns shares, the other owns only time. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you trade time for money forever, you will always run out of time before you get rich. Elon traded time for ownership. And when ownership exploded in value, his time suddenly became priceless. But this trick is invisible to most people. Why? Because schools teach you how to be useful, not how to be powerful. They teach, checkmark get good grades, checkmark get a job, checkmark get promotions, checkmark retire. They don't teach, checkmark build assets, checkmark buy equity, checkmark control systems, checkmark multiply money. So while most people were celebrating paychecks, Elon was building stakes. And here's the part that hurts. When Zip2 sold, Elon could have retired forever. $22 million was enough. But he didn't want comfort. He wanted leverage. So he put almost all his money into PayPal. People thought he was crazy. What if it fails? What if you lose everything? But Elon wasn't betting blindly. He was repeating the same trick. Checkmark build, checkmark own, checkmark scale, checkmark exit, checkmark reinvest. This is the loop of the rich. Workers live in straight lines. Work right pointing arrow paycheck right pointing arrow bills right pointing arrow repeat. Owners live in circles. Build right pointing arrow own right pointing arrow grow right pointing arrow multiply. That's the difference. And here's the good news for you. You don't need to create Tesla. You don't need to invent rockets. You just need to stop thinking, how do I earn more? And start thinking, what can I own? It could be, checkmark a YouTube channel. Checkmark a small online business. Checkmark digital products. Checkmark a startup. Checkmark even shares in companies. Same logic, different scale. In part 3, I'll show you how this trick works in real life today. Not for billionaires, for normal people, and why most people never use it, even when they know it. Here's the question everyone asks. Okay, but Elon Musk is Elon Musk. What about me? That's the wrong question. The right question is, where can I own instead of just earn? Because the trick is not about rockets. It's about position. Elon positioned himself where value grows. Today, you have more opportunities than he did in the 1990s. Back then, you needed offices, employees, big money. Today, you need a phone, an internet connection, and patience. Let's make this real. Imagine two friends. Both work online. Friend A does freelancing. He gets paid per project. Friend B starts a YouTube channel. At first, Friend A earns faster. Money comes immediately. Friend B earns nothing for months. But here's what changes over time. Friend A's income is tied to hours. Friend B's income is tied to growth. After 1 year, Friend A is still trading time for money. Friend B owns an asset that works 24/7. That's ownership. This is exactly what Elon did, just at a massive scale. Instead of being paid for effort, he made money from value increase. And this works in small ways too. Checkmark build a page instead of posting for others. Checkmark create a product instead of selling services. Checkmark own traffic instead of renting it. Checkmark hold shares instead of only holding cash. Same idea, different size. Here's why most people fail to copy this trick. Because ownership is slow at the start. It doesn't give dopamine. It doesn't give applause. It doesn't give fast money. Salary feels safe. Ownership feels risky. But look what actually happened. Elon risked comfort. He didn't risk strategy. He didn't say, I'll gamble everything. He said, I'll put money where growth can explode. That's a big difference. And here's the painful truth. Most people want results without building assets. They want money, but not systems. They want success, but not patience. That's why they stay workers in a world that rewards owners. But if you copy just one thing from Elon Musk, copy this. Always ask, will this pay me once, or keep paying me? Because rich people don't just earn. They build machines that earn. In part 4, I'll reveal the dangerous mistake that keeps people stuck, even after they understand this trick. And why knowing the trick is not enough. Here's the cruel part of this story. Most people now understand the trick, but still never use it. They hear, build assets, own something, think like an investor, and then they go back to scrolling. Why? Because the trap is not ignorance. The trap is fear. Elon Musk didn't just fight competition. He fought losing everything. After selling PayPal, he invested almost all his money into Tesla and SpaceX. Both were failing. Rockets were exploding. Tesla was burning cash. At one point, Elon said he was weeks away from bankruptcy. Not poor, bankrupt. Now ask yourself, would you put your money into something that might leave you with zero? Most people wouldn't. So instead, they choose safety. Checkmark stable job. Checkmark small dreams. Checkmark predictable future. It feels smart. Until inflation eats their money. And time eats their energy. Here's the trap. People wait for certainty. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll invest when it's safe. I'll build when I have time. But ownership never feels safe. If it felt safe, everyone would be rich. Elon didn't wait for guarantees. He waited for asymmetry. That means small input, massive possible output. That's what Tesla was. That's what SpaceX was. Most people do the opposite. Big effort, small reward. They spend years in jobs that can never explode in value. And here's the silent killer. Comfort. Comfort makes you forget hunger. Hunger makes you build. Elon lived cheaply, even when he had millions. Not because he was poor, but because he wanted leverage. And leverage needs capital. This is what keeps people poor. They protect their money, instead of letting it grow. They protect their time, instead of using it to build. They protect their comfort, instead of chasing control. In part 5, I'll reveal the real finance trick in one sentence. And why it sounds boring, but changes everything if you use it. Here is the hidden finance trick Elon Musk used in its simplest form. Put your money and time into things that can grow faster than you. That's it. No magic, no secret formula, but most people do the opposite. They put their time into things that expire. Checkmark jobs. Checkmark contracts. Checkmark tasks. Checkmark shifts. And they put their money into things that decrease. Checkmark cars. Checkmark gadgets. Checkmark lifestyle. Checkmark comfort. Elon put his time into companies. He put his money into systems. That's why his wealth didn't rise in steps. It rose in explosions. Let's be honest. If Elon had taken a salary at PayPal, if he had worked like an employee, if he had cashed out safely, you would never know his name. Because salaries grow slowly, ownership grows violently. The trick is not being smart. The trick is choosing where growth lives. Growth lives in checkmark businesses, checkmark technology, checkmark platforms, checkmark equity, checkmark scalable systems. Not in multiply monthly wages, multiply fixed income, multiply hourly work, multiply safe routines. This is why people who own boring things sometimes become richer than talented people. Because boring assets compound. Talent without ownership fades. Ownership without talent still grows. That's uncomfortable, but it's real. Elon understood this earlier than most. He didn't just build rockets. He built stakes in the future. Electric cars equals future. Space travel equals future. Digital payments equals future. He wasn't betting on himself. He was betting on where the world was going. And that's the real finance trick. Don't chase money. Chase what the world will need next. Then own a piece of it. In part 6, final part, I'll show you how this story ends. And why this trick is dangerous. If you use it the wrong way. Here's what most videos don't tell you. This finance trick can make you rich. Or it can destroy you. Because ownership multiplies everything. If you own something good, it grows into wealth. If you own something bad, it grows into disaster. Elon Musk almost learned this the hard way. In 2008, both Tesla and SpaceX were dying. Tesla couldn't sell cars. SpaceX rockets kept failing. Money was burning fast. Elon had invested almost all his PayPal money. He had two choices: quit and save what was left, or double down and risk everything. He chose the second. If the last SpaceX launch failed, there would be no Tesla, no SpaceX, no Elon Musk story. That rocket worked, and that moment changed his life forever. Here's the lesson nobody talks about. Ownership is powerful, but only if you choose the right vehicle. The trick is not put money anywhere and hope. The trick is put money where the future is being built. That's why copying Elon doesn't mean copying rockets. It means copying his direction. Checkmark technology. Checkmark innovation. Checkmark scalability. Checkmark long-term vision. Not hype, not trends, not shortcuts. And here's the final truth. Elon Musk didn't become rich because he wanted money. He became rich because he wanted control over growth, control over companies, control over direction, control over assets. Most people want comfort. Elon wanted leverage, and that's why his life looks impossible to people who only think in paychecks. So the hidden finance trick is not secret anymore. It's this: stop working only for income. Start working for ownership. And aim at the future. You don't need billions. You don't need genius. You need checkmark patience. Checkmark smart risk. Checkmark long-term thinking. Because wealth is not built fast. It is built quietly, by people who own pieces of tomorrow.